Now for the next few minutes, I want to play a little memory game. I want us to think about important moments in time, moments that we cannot forget, even if we try. Moments that have impacted each one of us and changed our world and the way we live our lives. November the 22nd, 1963, the day President John Kennedy was assassinated in Dallas. July the 21st, 1969, on that day Neil Armstrong became the first man to walk on the moon. September the 11th, 2001, a date that forever changed our lives. Now I want you to remember the first time that you personally realized that there was injustice and inequality in the world. My wife and I were swimming in her parents' backyard when we heard a loud crash on an adjacent street. I jumped out of the pool, grabbed a shirt, and ran toward the sound. As I got close, it was clear that the collision was serious, involving two cars, one driven by a black teenager and the second by a young white couple with a new baby. Everyone was injured. The baby had been thrown from the car but was alive. The mother and father were seriously injured but able to stand and talk. The black teen was not so lucky. It was obvious that his injury was much more serious, even life-threatening. Almost immediately, the police and 3 ambulances arrived. The mother, father, and baby were loaded into 2 of the ambulances, and they quickly departed for the nearest hospital. No one was paying attention to the young black driver. The 3rd ambulance at the scene pulled away empty. I shouted at the driver, who never looked back. I turned to the policeman who was standing nearby and asked him why the paramedics didn't take care of the young man. "He's black," said the policeman. "He'll have to wait on the black ambulance." "But that's not right," I said. "It may not be right, but that's the way it is," he replied as he turned away and kept writing and working on his report. In what seemed like hours but was only a few minutes later, the black ambulance arrived and took the young man away. He was dead before they put him in the ambulance. I sat on the curb and cried. That's the way it was. Unfortunately, to some degree, that's the way it is. But that's not the way it has to be. I, for one, don't believe I'm doing enough to face these problems squarely as we try to put an end to bigotry, hatred, injustice, and violence. I'm trying, but I'm not doing enough, and I pledge to do more. For me, the answer starts with education at the youngest ages and continues into adulthood. For with education comes enlightenment and a pathway to hope. It starts before a child sets foot in a classroom. It builds through the exposure to well-trained and dedicated teachers who create opportunities to master the basics of reading and writing and arithmetic. But it goes way beyond to programs that help our learners build character, develop moral and ethical frameworks for action, understand the importance of respect for the rights of others, and practice behaviors that reflect responsible citizenship. I agree that our education system is broken. It does need repair, but it can be fixed. We know how to do that. We have the tools. I have seen firsthand the results of putting the right programs in the hands of the right leaders and teachers and empowering them to succeed. We just need the will to make it happen. The point? You and I just need to take the time to get behind the programs that work and insist that our legislators and our elected school board officials back the superintendents, the principals, and the teachers that get it. And if we insist that our education system emphasize the importance of justice, ethics, truth, respect for others, and responsible citizenship, we can move steadily toward a world without hate. Start where you can, one-on-one, at home, next door, across the neighborhood, across town. Find organizations that are doing the right thing and get involved. We should not stop short of making Dallas the safest, friendliest, best educated, most inclusive and hopeful city in the world. And this should not be just the image we project. It should be the reality of how we live our lives. This should be our legacy to our children, our grandchildren, and the generations that follow. The only thing standing between us and that goal is the will to make it happen. I plan to do whatever I can. Will you?